Hello and welcome to our Thursday reflection. Our reading today is from Paul's second letter to the Corinthians, chapter 4, beginning to read at the 5th verse. Paul writes, "For what we preach is not ourselves, but Jesus Christ as Lord, and ourselves as your servants for Jesus' sake. For God, who said, 'Let light shine out of darkness,' made his light shine in our hearts to give us the light of the knowledge of God's glory displayed in the face of Christ. But we have this treasure in jars of clay to show that this all-surpassing power is from God and not from us. We are hard-pressed on every side, but not crushed, perplexed, but not in despair, persecuted, but not abandoned, struck down, but not destroyed. We always carry around in our body the death of Jesus, so that the life of Jesus may also be revealed in our body." And as always, we thank God for his word. The Bible has many passages where God is portrayed as a potter and ourselves as the clay on which he will work, if only we will allow him to do so. And of course, St. Paul refers to us as the finished product, earthenware pots, clay vessels in which the message of the gospel is carried. I always find that tremendously encouraging. Although the gospel is the most powerful, life-giving and life-changing message, God, in his infinite wisdom, has entrusted it to common clay pots, us. We are but earthenware vessels, and what relief that is. We are not expected to be delicate bone china. We're not just for taking out on high days or holidays or put in for safekeeping in a display cabinet. Nor, at the other extreme, are we made out of cast iron like the products of a certain French kitchen company, vessels insensitive to the wear and tear of life, and speaking for myself, too heavy to even move. No, you and I are the everyday household crockery that gets chipped and worn with use. That's exactly what true servants of Christ can expect. And speaking for myself, there are days when I feel more chipped than others. Nevertheless, we are the vessels chosen by Christ to carry his message out into the world. The secret is to allow him to be the potter who shapes us. We must let him mould us, accepting that he's the one who knows best about the material with which he's working, us. He knows our potential better than we know ourselves. So he knows what kind of vessel we should be in order to make the best use of the message we carry. The strange thing is that when we allow him to do that, we in our turn become potters, helping others to fulfill their potential in his service. But what about those other words, which I find so uplifting? We are hard pressed on every side, but not crushed. We are perplexed, but not in despair. Persecuted, but not abandoned. Struck down, but not destroyed. It's in the bad times that we find that whatever our circumstances, whatever our difficulties, whatever our sorrow, God is there with us. There may be times when we just can't see what is to be done, but must never doubt that something can be done. There will be times when we can't see where life is going, but we are encouraged to remember that it is going somewhere. And there are times when we have to learn the hardest lesson of all, the lesson that Jesus himself had to learn in Gethsemane: how to accept what we cannot understand and don't want, and still say, not my will, but thy will be done. Whilst preparing for today, I came across this quote: "We may be at our wits' end, but never at our hopes' end," which I think sums up much of what I've been saying about today's Bible passage. St. Paul says in 1 Corinthians 13 that these three remain: faith, hope, and love. I presume that I am speaking to people who have at least some faith, and we often talk about God's love. But sometimes I think that hope gets forgotten. So, in the context of all that has gone before, I want to finish with a quotation from Isaiah chapter 40. Do you not know? Have you not heard? The Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth. He will not grow tired or weary, and his understanding no one can fathom. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Even youths grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. And that is my prayer for you and for me in the days and weeks to come. God bless and amen.